through 75 counties and hundreds of investigations, from the most violent crimes to petty infractions. This is Arkansas Crime Watch with Kevin Kelly.
People and drivers ignoring social distancing orders and gathering in a church parking lot to watch and participate in drag racing and burnout sessions. The gathering prompting the mayor of Little Rock to issue an executive order banning vehicular caravanning. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for watching Arkansas Crime Watch on Fox16.com. I'm Kevin Kelly. The event took place last Sunday and attracted more than 100 people, which is a violation of a statewide directive that prohibits gatherings of 10 or more people. Our Susan L. Corey has more on the illegal activity that was posted all over social media.
The damage is everywhere you look out here. There are pieces of tire and then skid marks just all over the parking lot. And the church that owns this space knows it needs to stop. A fast track to danger. Videos like this one show illegal drag racers turning a Little Rock parking lot into their version of a playground.
But as soon as I got here to the parking lot, I could see that there were a lot of people.
The crowds are gone outside the Mosaic Church, but Pastor Lawrence Hicks is surrounded by reminders of what happened here.
You know, there were some drag races going on up and down the street, and the police were starting to respond about the time that I got here. But
police would break up one spot for drivers to move on to areas like this one off Fraser Pike, and even along Colonel Glenn. Plus, they weren't trying to hide it. This map of Snapchat users gives another look at just how big the crowd was, with many sharing pictures and video to social media. Pandemic or not, Hicks knows someone needs to put the brakes on this.
They were compromising their safety of others.
It's also taking away from the cars that usually fill the church parking lot. Families here to pick up free groceries.
We had 207 vehicles waiting in line for curbside service.
Their message to the racers: instead of breaking the law, park and help.
They'd come volunteer with us, they'd engage with us, they'd work shoulder to shoulder with us.
The damage is now an expensive toll.
Close to a $40,000 project to get it back.
But Hicks knows he'll need help keeping these drivers in their lane.
And we are aware of it. The city is aware of it.
The church has talked about ways to block off this parking lot, but because of issues like right-of-way and then also having other businesses out around here, they tell me that's just not an option. In Little Rock, I'm Susan L. Corey. Back to you.
Little Rock police did issue 4 citations for loitering and 1 citation for reckless driving. As for the mayor's executive order banning vehicular caravanning, he said in a statement that he was, quote, deeply disturbed and disappointed at the enormous crowds. He also stated that COVID-19 is not a game and that people loitering in groups of 10 or more will be fined to the maximum extent of the law, and that includes caravanning. Little Rock police still seeking answers and information tonight after a man is found dead following a shooting on April 3rd near Woodward Drive in Little Rock. The victim identified as Howard Tate. Police reports started coming in at around 10 o'clock of a person driving intoxicated in the area where Tate's body was found. Now they're trying to piece together exactly where the shooting took place. If you know anything, you're asked to contact the Little Rock Police Department. A 14-year-old is dead after an accidental shooting in Baxter County. It happened April 3rd when deputies say 2 14-year-olds were playing hide and seek inside a home on Panther Heights Drive. Deputies say one of the girls went to a downstairs bedroom and found the rifle, which she believed was unloaded. When the victim came down the stairs, the girls began laughing about the gun, and then the gun was accidentally fired. No adults were home at the time of the shooting. The sheriff's office said an investigation was underway, but foul play is not suspected. Campus police investigating a shooting at Arkansas State University that left 1 student injured. The shooting unfolded shortly after 12:30 Wednesday morning in the parking lot of the Red Wolf Den Apartments. The student was taken to a nearby hospital and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. University police immediately issued a shelter-in-place warning. The lockdown was canceled nearly 5 hours later. No one else was injured, and the identity of the shooter remains unknown. Little Rock police turning to you for help identifying a number of suspects connected to a terroristic act. Take a close look at these photos. According to police, on April 6th, these suspects showed up at the Spanish John apartment complex on West 65th Street armed with a rifle and handguns. The police report states shots were fired at several cars and buildings. There were no injuries, but the police department's Violent Crimes Gun Squad needs your help identifying and locating these men. If you can help or know where they are, call Little Rock Police. Also caught in the act, thieves breaking into a number of cars in the dead of night. This taking place in Faulkner County. Take a close look at these photos. According to deputies, there have been a number of car break-ins around the areas of Treasure Hills and Jewel Estates in Greenbrier, as well as in Mayflower. If you recognize any of these suspects, call the Sheriff's Department immediately. In tonight's crime report, a North Little Rock woman now facing charges of stealing medical supplies while in the UAMS emergency room. According to police, 30-year-old Brittany Allison tried to steal roughly $1,500 worth of medical supplies, specifically needles, syringes, alcohol wipes, and gauze bandages. Allison was taken to the Pulaski County Jail. A Fayetteville mother sentenced to 20 years in prison after pleading guilty to handcuffing and starving her 8-year-old son. 35-year-old Melissa Miranda entered the guilty plea earlier this week in Washington County. She and another man were arrested back in January of 2018 after officials with the Department of Human Services alerted police to possible child abuse at the couple's home. Both were arrested and charged with a slew of charges. According to an affidavit, Miranda punished her son by handcuffing him to a table between 8 p.m. and 4 a.m. because he refused to stay in timeout and stole junk food from the kitchen. In tonight's Crime Tracker report, a wanted person of interest has been located and is now behind bars. Jefferson County deputies were on the hunt for this man, 49-year-old Dick Horn, in connection to a second-degree battery incident. According to the report, on March 29th, the deputies were called to a home on Highway 54 after someone reported a man had severe head injuries. The victim identified Horn as the suspect. It did take some time, but deputies finally tracked him down, hiding under a pile of clothes in a home on Dvorky Road. He now faces a number of charges. The Polk County Sheriff says the jail is releasing nonviolent offenders to make sure it has enough room to quarantine prisoners who are showing signs of COVID-19. 132 inmates are being held at the jail, which can actually house 173. The Polk County Detention Center closed its lobby on March 18th. However, it is open to video visitation, but if you need to pay a fine, you can do so online or drop it in a lockbox in the lobby. Attorney General Leslie Rutledge is partnering with UA Little Rock to track down fake websites and other online scams related to the coronavirus. They want to put a stop to the spread of misinformation. So, if you come across a coronavirus scam online or a fake website or something on social media that you believe is false, you can file a complaint with the AG's office. You can go online to arkansasag.gov or call the number there on your screen, 1-800-482-8982. Tonight's Mug of the Week goes to Carrie Mae Stanley. The 33-year-old was booked into the Garland County Jail on April 8th. She faces a number of charges, including failure to appear, failure to comply, and theft of leased or rented property. Her bond set at $8,500. As we leave you, here's a look at Arkansas's most wanted. We do want to remind you all of the suspects you've seen tonight are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Remember, if you have any information on any of these cases, you're asked to call your local police department. Thanks for watching Arkansas Crime Watch. I'm Kevin Kelly. Be smart, be safe, and if you see something, say something. I'll see you tomorrow night on Fox 16 News at 5:30 and 9.